My name is Claudia, and I would like to make an appetizer for you today. Actually, what happened is we are invited to go to a gathering tonight, and I was asked to bring something, and I really didn't want to bring another dip. So what I did is I was looking around to see what I had in the cabinets and what I had in my freezer, and decided to come up with a twist on the bacon wrapped dates that we're all familiar with. But I didn't have any dates. I usually don't keep dates. And what I did have in my freezer, I always keep bacon in my refrigerator or freezer. And I did have dried apricots. And I always have Philadelphia cream cheese. And I had some pistachios. So I decided I'm going to make a twist on this. And I'm going to make bacon wrapped stuffed apricots that I'm going to stuff with a cream cheese and pistachio mixture. So this actually is going to debut today on this video, because I have actually never made this one yet either. So you're seeing it develop as I do. But what I've decided to do is I'm going to put together, I have 6 ounces of cream cheese. I have some honey. I'm going to put in probably about a tablespoon of honey. I have some pistachios that I've chopped very, very fine. You might want to do that with a food processor, but be careful that you don't end up with pistachio flour. So you want it fine enough because it's going to get mixed in with the cream cheese, but you don't want it powdery. I decided, okay, this is going to be a savory appetizer a little bit. I don't want it as a dessert. So I'm going to put in some dried herb de Provence that goes really well with the bacon, the cream cheese, and all of that. That should put it together very nicely. And then just salt and pepper to taste. The bacon that I've cut in half. So take your slice of bacon, cut it in half. And then the apricots that I have are just these dried apricots, and they're pitted. So when you get the ones out of a bag, what you'll find is when they take the pit out, they will have a little pocket. And it's that pocket we're going to fill with our cream cheese mixture and wrap it in bacon. And then we're going to bake it at 375 until the bacon's crisp. So here's what I have. I put the cream cheese in the bowl. I already put it and softened it. If you forget to take the cream cheese out, like in my case, last minute kind of invitation, put it in the microwave for 20 seconds just to soften it up a little bit. So you want to do your cream cheese, and I put 1/8 of a cup of these finely chopped pistachios. So you just put that in. And I'm figuring on about half a teaspoon for that amount, half a teaspoon of the herb de Provence. And again, I like to rub them and get them a little fine in my hands. And then for that amount, again, it's not a dessert, so I just want a little bit of sweetness, but I don't want it to be overpoweringly sweet. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of honey. And then a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. Stir all that together until it's nice and smooth. And I always like freshly ground pepper. Just seems to taste a little better than the bottle kind. I don't know about you, but sometimes my spices I forget when I open them. And you're not going to need a lot of filling because these apricots are actually pretty small. And they won't hold a lot. So you don't want a lot of leftovers. And actually, I sort of found this was inspired by a cheese that I had on one of my cheese trays in one of the local wine bars that was a fruit and nut cheese. And it had pistachios and apricots all in the cheese. Okay. Probably put a little bit. Again, adjust your seasoning once it's together. And you can make it as sweet as you want, as salty as you want. Now, keep in mind though, the apricots are sweet and the bacon's salty. So whatever goes in your filling will be offset. Now, here's the other thing that I'm doing. I'm going to get a food storage bag and I'm going to put this filling in here. I'm going to cut a little corner. That helps me get it in the apricots a little bit better. So when you get it in your bag, you just want to cut a little corner of the bag, smush it all to the bottom. Take your apricot and, like I said, find where that little hole is and then just squirt your filling in here. And you can be generous with that, because what you're going to end up doing is you're going to take a slice of bacon and you're going to wrap it around so it'll keep the filling in, and then you're going to take a toothpick, pick it all together, put it on a baking sheet that you've lined with some foil just for easier cleanup, and you just keep doing that. And I have there's about 24, I've budgeted for about 24 apricots. So you want 12 slices of bacon, cut them in half, and you're going to end up with 24 individual appetizers. You're going to bake them at 375 till the bacon's nice and crisp. Very simple appetizer, and hopefully your guests will enjoy that. So I'm going to continue to stuff all the rest of my apricots, and I will show you what it looks like when it's done baking. Okay, so now that they're all nicely wrapped, and it actually turned out to be 26 in the package. So be generous with your filling. Wrap the bacon around the filling so it kind of contains it. Put it with the open side, seam side down, and then put it in your oven at 375 until nice and crispy. And you just might want to watch it, looking at probably 20 minutes. If you are in a real hurry, you could try to broil it. However, if you're like me, I usually forget what I have under the broiler. So if you know that you're around to watch it, be my guest and broil it. Otherwise, 20 minutes and you can get ready for whatever else you need to get ready for. Okay, so after 20 minutes, I did check and I didn't like how non-crispy the bacon was. But yet, the cream cheese started to melt. So what I've decided to do after 20 minutes is I've then switched my oven to broil, and I broiled it for an additional 3 minutes. And now what you end up with is nicely crisp bacon, and you have nice little appetizer bites. And you get around all this whole, what other dip can you bring? Okay, so if you wanted to have a little plate and do them individually, you can pass them. You can put them on a big plate. But the other thing, and this is very optional, what I just did when I took them out and put them on this plate is drizzled a little bit of honey on that, just for another extra little touch of sweetness. Serve it with a little glass of red wine, and you're ready to have a party. Enjoy.